Om Namah Shivaya. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So I'm very, very thrilled about being here today, sharing this with you. I found this by accident. This was not something I ever thought of. As a matter of fact, I was not musically inclined. At least I thought I wasn't. But I have an ear. One day, one of the teachers couldn't come to a yoga class that incorporated some sound healing within it. And I was a spur of the moment. They asked me to do it. I improvised and fell in love with it. And I started with one bowl, and then two, and then three, and then, it grew. One day, maybe I'll have even one of those 2-foot size bowls. But for now, this is what I have. And it was a challenge traveling with it. But I bought these extra special, safe cases, and they made it. So I'm very, very happy that they're here and that I get to share this with you. Let's see. So this is what happened? Let's go back to this. I need my glasses. Where'd they go? We're going to do 2 nights of a little bit of talking and a little bit of sound healing. Yeah, you want to come help me? Maybe I go like this, but I want to open this up. Okay.
Is there any option to send it to the projector?
We had it set up earlier. Just maybe unplug it and plug it back. And maybe I can escape. Oh, looks like it's there. No. Here, let me just go here. It's not letting me do it. Show navigator. Okay, maybe this will help us. Oh, hold on. Maybe I have this option somewhere. Where's my... Okay. It's still not connecting. We can take this sound out. I don't need that. We had this all perfect earlier today. Okay. Yay. It's still showing the old, okay, well, let me try again. Nope, it's still doing that. How do we fix that? Well, I'll just talk for the moment. Escape? Okay. Okay, restart, thank you. Nope, still didn't work. Okay, escape. Let me close this and then I'll reopen it. Okay, well, it'll take a second. Yeah, okay. So we'll be doing 3 workshops starting tomorrow. And so today will be some talking and some playing, and not so much that you're going to fall asleep. Tomorrow you will have a 90-minute session where you get to lie down and really fall into a deep meditation. People do go to sleep, but it's not like the sleep that you would have at night. It's a different place. It's a theta brainwave. And I appreciate you doing this. And And so you will have a different experience in the afternoon workshops than we do have right now. And so with questions, I would suggest waiting for all of that till tomorrow so that we can have this sort of the first day. We'll be talking about the science of yoga therapy, and then tomorrow more about the bowls, how they're made, where they're from, and all the different instruments that can be used in sound healing as well. Okay, well, it's that one, yeah, that one. Okay, it's coming. Oh, we're wasting time. Okay, so this is not a new thing. This especially the metal bowls. The metal bowls have been around for thousands of years, and mostly used in Tibetan and Buddhist type meditations. And there's different kinds of bowls. There's striking bowls and there's singing bowls. These metal bowls are striking bowls. Okay, well, we have a screen. Okay, I'm glad you know how to do this. These are dissonant sounds. Dissonant sounds bring a breaking kind of, breaking up the energy, kind of vibration. Okay, good. Now we can play. Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you. Yay. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so we'll carry on from here. I'll be talking as well as you can read. I've made the print so big that you can't not read it. And you'll find that sound has been something that humans have been very, honoring sound. They've been really reaching for sound. And you'll see coming up soon that every single sound we hear has a vibration, and that vibration affects every single cell of our body. But not just that, it affects our soul. And we need to have good sounds as well, because as you know, we have a lot of difficult to listen to sounds. Like this afternoon, we were trying to make this sound good, and we had some sawing and drilling and all kinds of things going on behind us. And so those sounds can irritate us. And we want to be able to soothe ourselves, because our nervous systems are affected by every single thing, every sound, every vibration, every light. So our whole being is affected by sound. And it is actually, just wondering why we're here. I guess we'll go in the order that it gives me. So everything is vibration, everything. And it creates this electrical signaling that affects the nervous system in such a way that it can cause us to be agitated or relaxed, or happy or sad or angry, the whole bit. And as you grew up, you liked certain kinds of music when you were very young, and then it changed and it changed and it keeps changing, hopefully. That's because it's sort of matching where we're at in our energetic state. And if we go through a period of anger, our music will be different. And if we go through a period of recovery and healing, we don't want that music anymore. And you'll know this if you go back to all the old songs you used to love. You can listen to them for maybe a minute, and then it's like, okay, that's enough, because we're done with that. We don't need that anymore. So our energy is always recalibrating, and it's recalibrating to our environment. And each environment that we put ourselves in is not just affecting us cognitively, but under the surface. And we have reactions to that. And sometimes we're not aware of the fact that we're being affected by all the vibrations in our environment. So it is important that we put ourselves in an environment where, like this, where the goals are toward peace. We are all aiming toward that goal when we're here, and you can feel it. As soon as you step off the boat, you know, this is different. There's a shift. There's a just a recognition that you're not in a place that you normally are in, and your body starts to relax. A lot of people who come here for the first time or haven't been for a while, they find themselves wanting to sleep a lot the first couple of days, or they just don't feel quite, oriented. This is normal because we're shifting our energy based on the vibration that we're coming into here. So all the information that I'm pulling up for you is coming from reliable sources, medical scientists, researchers, and you'll find out how much work they've been doing to give us this information. So the ancients, especially the yogis, all believed that the healing power of sound and chants and just simply harmony, music that we make in harmony has a huge effect on our well-being and our connection to source. The Western approaches to sound medicine or medicine using sound is primarily for diagnostic purposes. And so you can tell with a tuning fork if a bone has been broken just by the way that it vibrates. They have also machines to tell, how the heart is going and the lungs and all of that. You can read by the feedback, the vibration that your body gives back this machine. They're all different kinds out there. But we know that music therapy has been, gaining recognition. They're having it in hospitals now. And it is still in its early stages where we'll have musicians go in and sing a song and people will feel better. But it's going beyond that now. Now we have people creating these tracks where you put the headphones on and they have the binaural beats, which is two different but harmonizing beats, but they go opposite, and so it creates this it's like a little vortex with your energy, and it shifts things, it moves things, and they consider that healing. So our first experience in the womb is baptized by sound and vibration. It is our first sense. We hear everything from pretty much from the time that the ears are developed. And we hear it all the way through until we're born, and still we don't see very well when we're infants. We hear, though, and we hear our mother's voice, our parents' voice, we hear the conversations, we hear the sounds around us, and this is what we grow up to be much more familiar with or comfortable with as we go on in age. So it depends on what you grew up in. This is going to affect what's feeling good to you now. So just know that this is our first and our last, especially as we get older. Yes, our hearing goes, but if we have hearing aids, still hearing is the very last sense to go because everything else shuts down. And we want to stay connected to the world and the people that we love in the world. Jeffrey Thompson, a doctor who has been experimenting with therapeutic sound since the 1980s, has been proving this brainwave entrainment programming. So what we're seeing is when someone is ill, we create or they put on a certain kind of sound that their brain and heart will entrain to help their healing, because a lot of us are dealing with many different kinds of maybe trauma, maybe just disorienting kind of experiences where we are out of alignment in our energetic field and our organs don't vibrate the way they should, and our body feels just sort of disjointed in a way. And by listening to these brainwave entrainment programs, they're helping people heal. You can also see that they use this science in NASA and Jet Propulsion Lab using plasma wave recordings from the Voyager 1 and 2 to explore their effects on the subconscious mind. So a lot of science has been going into this, and we're finding all kinds of interesting and wonderful things about it. And so Dr. Thompson has many audio programs for surgery preparation in oncology clinics and other wellness centers. And he's also collaborated with Deepak Chopra and Louise Hay, who's no longer living, but she's been all about, you can heal your life. And she has all this information. Anyone read about from her? Yeah, she's, oh, we do, good. So Pythagoras says the highest goal of music is to connect to one's soul and to their divine nature, not necessarily entertainment. Although entertainment is still good, it's much deeper and much more profound than just entertainment. Entertainment is a nice distraction from the things that we suffer from, but if you use this as therapy, it is a different, it has a more profound effect. I didn't know that much about Pythagoras until I started looking into this, but he was considered the father of harmonics, mathematics, and philosophy. And he was truly a visionary in music, science, and spirituality. And he believed that the healing power of music and applied harmonic principles should be used to every aspect of our lives to help keep us in harmony. And he did a lot of other amazing things, like founded a mystery school dedicated to aligning human life with the divine, advocating for gender equality, which is, we're still catching up, and inner harmony. So, he knew what, he's very, very advanced. So whether we know it or not, we are always being affected by our sounds, but not just our sounds, vibrations you can't hear. The vibrations you can't hear come from all living things, all people, all animals, all plants, and probably more than that, crystals even. We know that we have crystals because of their energetic quality. Everything has a vibration. So Nada yoga is not something that I knew much about until I started coming here 18 years ago. And it's really, truly allowing us to go inward. When we attune to the vibrations of the universe and the self, we're opening up to self-realization. And the chanting of the mantras and meditative absorption in pure sound reveals that transformative power of sound therapy, and it can be used for a tool for spiritual growth. Recognize yourself? Sanskrit is a very precise language that is very old, and I don't even know if that is a correct number, but it's at least that old, if not older, and has been known as the language of sound. And when scientists in NASA worked on creating a precise artificial language suitable for their computers, they found that Sanskrit was the only completely unambiguous human language with remarkable powers in the energy vibration field. So that's kind of impressive and confirms. Sound therapy in different cultures. Well, we have all these different instruments that we have seen in Native American drumming. These are the Tibetan singing bowls. We see that in the gongs. So it's been around, and people have been doing it since the beginning of time, since they can create musical instruments. Beyond the positive, uplifting sounds of singing and music, there's also noise pollution, which we are. Who lives in a big city? Yeah, not too many of you. That's good. Big cities are noisy, and we don't even notice the noise that we're experiencing. It becomes background to us, but it affects our nervous system, and it affects our sleep, and it affects our mood. It affects a lot of things. Mostly, we have these dings of the phones and the computers, which automatically are associated with someone needing something. It's like, what now? Can I just rest for a second? But no, there's someone needing something. This puts you in this stressed state and releases cortisol and becomes disruptive to your focus and your concentration, which leads to frustration and other things. So it says here 40 million people in the US suffer from high cortisol levels. Any one of you suffering from high cortisol? And it leads to all kinds of diseases, not just these that are listed, but high cortisol is that hormone that kicks in when the light comes in the morning, and it's meant to wake us up and get us going. It also stresses a good thing at times. It helps you move beyond what you already do, or puts you in a state of having to reach higher mentally to figure things out. But we are just inundated with it. We have too much, and we have very little opportunity to come out of it. So a lack of melatonin, which is the hormone we receive when we sleep in the dark. So the light of the computers and the phones are interfering with our melatonin production. If we have this on even an hour before bed, it can disrupt the amount that we get during our sleep, which will lead to feeling less revived or less rested. And then we start the cycle again, and then most people reach for caffeine in the morning or sugar when they're tired. And then this starts other problems, which I don't want to get into right now. But it's really important that we recognize that we have to have some time where we have either no sound or intentional sounds so that we can recalibrate the nervous system and the energy in the body. So a person does not just hear sound through their ears. They feel it through their whole body, through the skin, in the bones, and every organ is picking it up. It affects so many parts of you, your circulation, and I mentioned the nervous system. And this energy, so sound becomes visible in the form of radiance. This is another subject that I'm just learning about, that in a way you can see sound, or sound becomes visible because of how it's affecting what is receiving it. And it's that what you can see is what your body's absorbing. It helps to do a lot of healing. So Khan is a doctor and a scientist at the National Library of Medicine, and he says a few other things coming up. Not this one. Early neuroscientist research explains that sound vibration is believed to work through the perceived resonance response and sensing of tactile receptors of the outer skin, inner skin, and deeper tissues, even the bones. This increases various processes in the body, such as blood circulation, metabolism, and cellular waste. So if you're all exercising and doing your yoga and conscious about, your eating. And so you're doing your best already to remove the waste in your body, but sometimes it gets trapped. Sometimes we have periods of inactivity because of an injury, but that cellular waste needs help. And so, we have other therapies like massage and, all kinds of therapies that help us, but sound is one that will definitely be able to be accessible and will do the job nicely. It can also increase the flow of cerebrospinal fluid, which is kind of impressive to me. So Dr. Kulreet Chaudhary has written a book called Sound Medicine. It's quite challenging to read because it's very scientific and medical, but she says that we have these antenna-like structures called cilia, which we've probably heard about in our anatomy class at some point, that receive and respond to vibrational energy fields such as sound, light, and radio frequencies. And this cellular sensitivity is one of the reasons why sound healing can have such a profound impact on both our mental and emotional states. And these vibrations work to help us balance and shift into a more conscious state to be able to take care of ourselves better or make better decisions for our health. So Kahn reinforces the notion of deep relationship between music and neurobiology, indicating that further understanding of how music can modify the nervous system activity could have implications for developing mind-body-spirit therapies that are effective not only as adjuncts, but as central treatment modalities in rehabilitation and therapy. Dr. Emoto used to come here, right? He wrote this book and did some these studies of how water changes when we talk to it a certain way. And we know this with plants, right? Anyone love plants? Yes, I love plants. If we can shift the energy through our intention and our words and the sounds that come out of us, we can create these beautiful structures. Except for, look at that one, the bottom third one, not very good. Doesn't look very good at all. This is water in Japan before prayer and after prayer. I know this might be in the way, I'm sorry. But anyways, the structure of the water changed because of the praying. So sound therapy is just a term that encompasses a variety of techniques and practices using sound to improve health on all levels. And it is based on the idea that vibration can influence us in therapeutic ways. So sound baths. I'm hoping I'm not getting too far. We want to play. We're going to have a sound bath. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stop and continue tomorrow with this. And so a sound bath is really an opportunity to be in the vibrations of instruments that are tuned, and we'll learn more about this tomorrow, but to match the Schumann resonance, which is the Earth's vibration. And I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. So now I have to find this visual. I don't know where it is. There it is. Okay. So if you want to keep your eyes open and look at this, you can. If you would rather close your eyes, that's fine, but don't fall asleep. Okay. So you can make yourselves comfortable. Just 1 second. Okay. did forget to ask you not to clap at the end, so don't clap. You can make a mudra and smile if you like.
So we won't clap, but we greatly appreciate Sundari for this wonderful presentation and this experience of sound bath. And Sundari will continue tomorrow with a workshop here at 12 o'clock, 90 minutes of practice, and then tomorrow also in the evening satsang. So now we'll go over the schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we'll be having the satsang on the beach, as the weather seems it should be nice tomorrow in the morning. So we'll be meeting at 6 a.m. by the beach showers, and then going for a meditation walk, chanting, and a short teaching on the beach. And Sham and Mohini will lead the satsang and will share teachings on the life of sadhana. 8 o'clock, we'll have the yoga classes. With the permits, we'll have the intermediate class on the beach platform and the beginner's class here on the tennis court if the weather is suitable. Then 9:50 the brunch. 11 o'clock the ashram welcome and history tour, leaving from reception. At 12 o'clock the workshop here with Sundari and sound therapy, deep healing meditation. 4 o'clock the yoga classes. In the afternoon the beginner's class will be in the Shivananda Hall. 5:50 the dinner, 7 o'clock the chanting of the Bhagavad Gita, followed by a short study. And then in the evening satsang, we continue with the program on sound therapy, deep healing meditation with Sundari.